Welcome to episode 7 of the Sacred Sisterhood Show. Welcome to the Sacred Sisterhood Show. This sacred space is all about empowering women to achieve their best selves in all aspects of life. I'm your host, Callie Devine, and I'm so excited for our in-depth discussions about spirituality, mindfulness, and personal growth. Whether you're just starting your journey or looking to level up, the Sacred Sisterhood Show is here to support you every step of the way. Our guest and I share our unique experiences and perspectives to help you unlock your hidden potential, tap into your inner goddess, and find your purpose in life. So sit back, grab a cup of tea or wine, and let's get ready for some good vibes and positive energy. Today's episode is all about learning the recipe for a healthy lifestyle makeover with a truly inspiring woman as our special guest, Chajuana Renee Mays. She's a national board certified holistic health and wellness coach. Her incredible personal journey led her to where she is today, a dedicated advocate for health and wellness and the founder of Ripped Royalty Wellness. Throughout her journey, she's taught herself how to build emotional resilience, empowering herself to push through obstacles and doubts that have hindered her well-being. If you're ready to create your own recipe for a healthy lifestyle makeover, then this is the episode you might want to stick around for. Join us as we chat with Chajuana and learn from her valuable insights and tips for becoming the best version of yourself. Welcome, Goddess Peace. How are you doing today?
Hey, Connie, I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for your support and offering your expertise in this topic that is so very important to all of us. I can say it's important to everyone. Just reclaiming your physical fitness in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to get into that conversation. But before we start with that, I want to just start with a little icebreaker. I want to share my screen and then I'll go over the rules with you. Now, you see the list of 6 terms there. I want you to choose 1 or 2 of the words from that list. Share your thoughts about the word. For example, you could share what the word means to you or how it's impacted your life, or even give like a personal experience related to that word. I'm going to give you a minute to think about it. I'm not going to put you on the spot. So we'll count 60 seconds and then we'll come back.
All right.
All right, back. Is that enough time for you?
Sure is. All right. So, this was kind of hard because I wanted to choose between 2 of them because I think all of them are wonderful aspects of your journey. But what stuck out to me the most is self-improvement, right? Because that is like a constant thing for me. And before I really dive a little bit deeper into that, one of the things that I I really live by now in my life, specifically on my personal journey, is just improving 1% better every single day, right? And I think that's simply because I want to be able to show women that, particularly on your wellness journey, it does not have to be an all-in thing. It does not have to be a 100% thing. Going from 0 to 100
Yep,
in a day, in 2 days, in a week. But really just taking it, like we all say, taking it day by day. We all are. None of us are not taking it day by day because we only get one day to take it day by day. And so if we focus on just improving 1% better every single day, just for yourself. And I think that's where, kind of like where my journey started. There was a quote that I heard back in, I want to say 2014, right? And it said, the best revenge that you can have anyone or anything is to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the number one catalyst to my journey, to my overall wellness journey. And for me, it started with health and fitness. Um, that was my catalyst. I know sometimes it's difficult in my experience and connecting with women over almost 9 years. My experience is that that's not where a lot of people can start, but that was my starting point.
Mm-hmm.
That was what that statement, that quote, and me really understanding that in my mind, because we have so many things happen to us throughout our life, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we hold on to that mental weight and we ultimately have physical weight because of it, right?
Yes. That's so true.
And we truly desire to, we hang on to it so much that it impacts our life in a negative way as we keep doing it. And you don't even see it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when that statement, that quote entered my mind, it was like a light bulb moment for me. I was like, what if I just keep constantly improving myself, right? Not just it started with my fitness and nutrition, but it started really spilling over into other areas of my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I
Mm-hmm.
started feeling really good about me, it was like, I want to start getting better over here. I want to start getting better
Yes.
over here. Now I want to start getting better in this area. And it didn't have to be a big leap. Just 1% better. What can I
Mm-hmm.
do to transform and improve in this area? So that became my whole holistic wellness journey before I even knew what holistic wellness was.
Oh, nice. Now, I first of all, you literally answered my first question. You said the catalyst to your whole wellness journey was that quote, and I was literally going to ask you that next, like verbatim. I was going to ask you what was the catalyst. So you answered that,
Yeah.
um,
Thank
and
you.
that's okay. That's interesting. It was a quote that started you on your journey.
I know.
Um, but before we get into that, I want you to let. Can we do one more? Okay, perfect. All right, what's the word?
We're going to go with holistic health.
Okay.
And one of the reasons why I want to tackle that one first, I think that to me the most is because, as I mentioned before, I had no idea what holistic health was when I started to tap into my own journey. All I knew was that when I got good at taking care of me, I don't want to say good, because I'm always striving to
Better,
transform
right?
with every new level that I meet.
Yeah.
But when that journey started and I started being consistent and it started making me feel good, it just started making me happy. My physical health was changing, my energy levels were better, just all of those things. And like I said, I just wanted to start improving everything else naturally, right?
Naturally.
And so when I started diving into that and tapping into that, I realized that there were so many areas of my life that I was unhappy in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll use this for example. I'll tell this little story. Like in the corporate space. So I've been in the corporate space for I was in the corporate space for a very long time. And I started evolving so much that my occupation became such a hindrance to me. And I was just so
Mm-hmm.
unhappy. Like, I'm growing into this woman who is loving more and more of herself and not taking anything from anybody because everything's just changing and feeling good. And, my power level was growing, right? And I started understanding who I was, who I could potentially be, and what I had a love for, what I had more of a love for. And I realized that me taking care of myself, I was outgrowing so many different things, one specifically being the corporate space. And so it was almost like, because everything plays a part in your wholeness, in who you are, your
Mm-hmm.
occupation, your emotional state, your social circle, that's everyone.
It
And
is.
people don't think that your social circle, your physical self, your nutritional habits, your environment, like
Mhm.
all of that. And once you start becoming that person who grows and is desires this consistently, everything just naturally starts to change, right? Everything starts to transform. And
Yes.
you often, if you are a person who is accepting of that transformation, you're going to accept that transformation. And no matter what it looks like, even though it's extremely uncomfortable, losing friends, things like that. But
Family.
yeah, woo, woo, don't get me started
Mhm.
there. You become an
Yep.
anomaly, especially when you're the only one that's deciding to break generational curses. So, hey,
Exactly.
what can I
Yep.
say? I'm here for it.
Exactly. So you already pretty much told us that the catalyst to your journey was it started with a quote.
Mhm.
And how did that then turn into a wanting to help other people create healthy and balanced lifestyles?
Okay. Well, simply because I knew, first of all, I know we have the power to change. I don't care what your situation or circumstance is, you know, we have the power, and I believe all of us do. Like, I don't take that lightly, simply because a lot of what inspires me is my lineage. I have
Mhm.
tapped into that since I was in middle school,
Mhm.
right? I wanted to learn so much about, you know, our ancestors being enslaved, um, why things were the way they were. I mean, I was reading books, I was doing everything. So I believe that truly became the fabric of who I am. Just
Okay.
really loving my people, understanding our tradition of eating, understanding that we have the power of choice. We can make different choices. Our ancestors didn't have choices. We do. It's just that really wanting women to understand that our brains are wired to really keep us comfortable. That's really it. That's part of the human experience.
That's true. That is very
Our
true.
brains are wired to keep us extremely comfortable doing the same things over and over again, doing what we were taught, staying in the same places, not growing, Um, and because of my personal transformation and me hearing people say, oh, well, I come from a soul food background, or my kids, they won't never be great. And then
Mhm.
I go,
Yeah.
okay, I've had two kids, and I started when they were 11 and 12. I come from a soul food background,
So
so
what's your excuse?
well, people say this your excuse. It's just that it's convenient to just,
Be
I got to
comfortable.
make a change if I want to create a change, right? And I'm like, yeah. And it's going to be uncomfortable and it's going to be work. So it's such a foreign concept to us, mainly because we want, listen, I can tell you there's a whole lot of elements that come into this, but we weren't taught self care, period. It's just not something that we were taught. We were taught to go through this education system and work for somebody else. Not one point in time did they say, oh, don't forget, you gotta take care of yourself too. So we're gonna incorporate that into the curriculum.
Mhm.
So
You're right.
this. Not one time was was that given to us, to the importance of it. So it's like, okay, I'm here. I'm here to be that example, and I'm here to, even though it's a foreign concept because we're adults now, it's still possible. It's still possible, and everybody has a perspective to change and make different choices.
And that's deep because you are literally helping people just by leading by example. You're showing
Hmm.
people how you did it on your platforms,
Hmm.
and you're showing people your journey of where you started from and everything that it takes to get where you're at now.
Hmm.
And I
Right.
think that's powerful because sometimes I'm just feeling down and don't feel like getting up and getting out of bed or anything, and I might scroll on Instagram, and then I come across like your post, for example,
Mhm.
one of your posts, and you're like in your living room getting busy, like dancing. You just look happy, and I'm like, wow, I could be doing that too. So
Yeah.
it is definitely inspirational, just to see that you are leading. You're just the example of where many of us want to be
Mhm.
currently. So let me ask you, why do you feel that it is important to have a balanced approach to fitness and wellness rather than just focusing on one aspect, such as just physical health or just nutrition alone? Why is it important to incorporate like a balance?
Well, I think it's important to incorporate a balance because I think if I can kind of reframe that, it's like it all goes back to you taking a look at every aspect of your life, right? And I don't believe there's ever a 100% balance, but I do believe that specifically when it comes to me helping women mental health, we focus on the major areas that maybe if I have them rate something from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, that's usually the area that requires the most work that is actually the one that is holding them back from
Mm-hmm.
even moving forward and they don't see it yet,
Mm-hmm.
right? So although you can create some kind of balance holistically, it's not going to be 100% because you do want to focus on whatever's the biggest area that's pushing you out
True. That's true.
to create
Okay.
some sort of balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because what I've found is it's about 90% of the women, there's only a 10% of women that can actually have fitness and nutrition be the catalyst to their journey. They can like literally turn it on and they've got everything that they need and they run with it and they make it happen. 90% of women cannot start that way. It's
Mm.
truly on.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it is.
Yes, that's
And
true.
that's what I've discovered.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Whenever I am planning on starting something new, you really have to sit with it first in your brain. You have to, plan it out, map it out, and pump yourself up. It's kind of like a motivational thing. It's all a mindset change that you have to
Mhm.
make before you even get started, or you'll end before you ever get anywhere far.
Right.
So, mindset is very, very important.
Big.
Um, what are some of your daily routines or habits that you incorporate that facilitates physical and mental well being? How can somebody else incorporate those habits into their daily routine?
Okay. Well, I do want to say that everybody's going to be different, right? So it honestly would be hard for me to say this is what you can do every single day, but I will share what I have grown to incorporate in my life. So one of the things is what I just told you about, how can I be 1% better today? And that's at the start of my day. So it just
Mm-hmm.
makes me aware. It makes me wake up to, what area I want to focus on today. Or it could be multiple because of where I am right now. So that's part of that's the very first thing when I wake up while I'm even laying in my bed. Then I have a
Mm-hmm.
practice of 30-minute meditation with yoni steaming. So while I'm doing that, I'm writing in my journal. Um, and that's pretty much every day if I'm home. Um, and then I take care of me first, my physical fitness, and I plan my meals out for the day. Right? That is a daily practice when I am home, and it's a way of life for me. It's like brushing my teeth. Right?
That's good.
So that's what I do, and if I can add anything in there, the best thing that anyone can start out with that's very simple is just getting in a walk.
Mm.
That is the most problem solving thing that if you like oftentimes people can't meditate, but they can walk, and if they can do it without music or listen to something inspirational or your podcast and just gain some information, they might find some jewels that will spark something that's already been inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, a walk is super powerful. Okay, a shower is super powerful
Yes, I agree with that.
because
Yes.
you get so many downloads in the shower,
Yep.
right? And if you're listening to something while you walk that fuels your spirit, that gets you like tapping into your power, and if you do that consistently, like you can literally start solving your problem.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So that's something I
And
do every afternoon to
that's
get in 3 miles.
3 miles
3 miles,
every
I just
afternoon.
walk. If
That's
it's as
nice.
long as it's nice outside, I'm walking.
That sounds very relaxing,
Yeah,
especially if you have your music in your ears and
yeah,
listen to an audiobook or
yeah.
sounds relaxing. Now, what is one of the biggest obstacles that most of your clients face with just getting started, just getting, just taking the first steps? What are some of the biggest obstacles that they bring to you?
The biggest obstacles are, ooh, this is a loaded, it can be a loaded one. Um, time, and just really get in their head, right?
Mm.
Because number one, let's go with time first. Time is, we all fill our time with everything. Like, no one sits around not having extra, no one sits around
Anything to
having
do.
extra time. We fill it constantly because just by nature it's what we do, right?
Yes.
Because oftentimes we either don't know how to say no or don't know how to allow people to help us.
Mm.
That's really what it is. And that's what I've discovered with my own life and my girls when I decided to like really commit to my journey. That was one thing where, and boundaries. We don't have to have boundaries with anybody, right? Um, I hear a lot of moms say, well, my kids won't let me be great. Let's just say be great. On their wellness journey. And we get into an exploration of, well, kind of like, I'm curious, like, what do they do that you can't take care of yourself? So we walk down that path and really dive a little bit deeper. And it's oftentimes something that they created as a parent.
Mm.
And unfortunately, it's like, well, you created that. You
Mm-hmm.
created the fact that they can interrupt you every time you start doing something. You created whatever it is. And they're like, wow, I did, you know? And that becomes like an eye opener, but it's also, okay, now, how do we change that? I don't give prescriptions to that, but I do really truly have them open their eyes to why boundaries are important and why we can still set them with our kids. It teaches
Mm-hmm.
our kids a lot. Like I say, for example, my girls became super resourceful. When I would put my hand up, like, you see me working in the classroom? You see this video? Okay, you wait till I'm done.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not saying that it was easy because we're used to letting them do that. We need to change for us.
Mm-hmm.
So, setting boundaries, time, and I think time is just, again, we fill our days with everything. And then at the end of the day, we're just extremely exhausted, right?
Yeah.
I commend anyone who is able to go through a whole day and then physically take care of themselves. I do, because they've used so much of this already. And if they are tapping into a fitness routine, fitness is all mental. Like this buddy right here is exhausting. So I was
Mm.
exhausted. I would always recommend if anyone is tapping into a fitness routine, You do it while your mind is extremely clear in the morning. But of course, that means you got to get sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get some adequate sleep. And I am good with that. If it's past into my 8:30, 9 o'clock, I can't do it. I can't. I don't care
Yeah.
what it is, right?
That's good. Good boundaries.
If my day is to the point where I could never even get into that, I cannot work with you. Through a certain, I really respect my body clock.
So it sounds like you pretty much tell your clients that they have to take responsibility for the stuff that they have going on in their lives, be
Mhm.
accountable for what they are, what they created, as you said.
Mhm.
And then what type of strategies do you tell them to use in order to get through a day, like starting something new?
Well, it all comes down to what their day looks like, right? 'Cause like I said, everybody's day is going to be different. And so we
Sure.
work on ways to, and again, it just depends on what do they struggle with the most. When we're talking about, physical fitness or nutrition, let's start with those two areas. What do they struggle with the most? Because oftentimes women are coming to me, they want to lose the weight and they want to keep it off for the rest of their life,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it just depends on what's their major area of struggle. But first, they have to work on creating space. They have to work on
Space.
creating space, and they have to literally dissect their schedule and tell me exactly what they're doing, what's happening, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we can find where we can start. And that's why
Mm.
I literally go through the program with them for 6 months because it takes time to create what they want, specifically when it comes
Yeah.
to change.
That's true, and I often have issues. It's not the starting for me, it's being consistent. I think we all struggle with the consistency part because life it changes. It's never really the same every day. So you have to learn how to roll with the punches. And if you have a bad day, you don't give up for the rest of the week. You don't say, okay, I'm gonna start again on Monday. You just get up and you
Yeah,
know go and move forward to the next day, being a better version of yourself, like you said,
yeah,
being self improving, right?
yeah.
So when did you actually start your transformational journey? How long did it take you to like? How long did you have to be consistent in order, to reach your goals?
And I feel like there are a lot of us that are anomalies out there.
Okay.
Again, once I heard that quote, I'm going to tell you, I struggle with consistency. I am like, not far removed from that at all. But it was just really that quote that kind of like lit the fire, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a lot of baggage, baggage, mental baggage, that created my physical baggage,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I knew that quote could take me so far, right? So I got up every single day, like, even if I struggled in the workout, I lasted 5 minutes my first workout. 5 minutes. Like, this is
Mm-hmm.
so for
Five.
the birds. So for the birds. Um, my meals went crazy because, little disclaimer, you don't have to be vegan to be healthy. But I was on a vegan journey um, at that very same time, right? And I'm going to tell you, I feel like I'm that cold turkey woman because from one day to the next, I became vegan. I had read so many documentaries, watched so many documentaries, read so many books, was just doing all this research. From one day to the next, I was like, that's it, no more. I can't. So I'm a cold turkey.
Okay.
I'm here for it. My girls got set boundaries the next day. It was just everything was like, doesn't matter. Like this is happening for me. I don't know, care what it looks like. It's gonna be ugly. Y'all not gonna like me for a minute. I'm gonna be meal prepping. Y'all leave me alone. I'm gonna work out in the morning. my partner at the time was like, he was just like, why are you getting up early? Like, this is taking our sleep time away together. And I'm like, here we go being met with resistance because I'm trying to take care of myself. Like, this is myself. Like, what are you talking about? So, understanding that you're going to be met with resistance. And again, these are the
Yes.
things that I did not know. I didn't know I was going to be met with resistance. I didn't know I was going to have to tell my girls to stop. I didn't know all of these things, but it was something in me that was like, after about 2 weeks, I was like, this routine is feeling so good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better. I'm happier. Y'all gonna give me this. I don't care how upset you are, but naturally they started getting it. And they started
Mm-hmm.
seeing how happy I was. And it was like, y'all, leave her alone. Let her work out. Let her work out. Let her. So it was like I
That's
had to retrain myself, but also retrain them in the process. So I did everything in one fell swoop. So it just became my life. That's what I can say.
so. When you met resistance, when maybe your partner complained that you were taking too much time for yourself, how did you like deal with those setbacks and obstacles when they came?
Woo! Honey, I didn't care.
You
I'm,
didn't
I'm, just,
care.
I'm being real honest. I don't care. I do not care because no one has asked to help me to take care of the home. I was doing everything. I was working a full-time job and part-time job at the time when I committed to my journey, taking care of my girls, being a wife, just being a mom everywhere. So I was like, I don't care. Y'all gonna rock with this and y'all gonna help me, in the ways that you can help me. And that's by leaving me alone and even being met with resistance and getting up early. I don't care. I'm still gonna get a break.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was just, and that's when I realized how much of me was changing, how my self confidence was growing, how my trust in myself was growing, how I was just reclaiming so much. And I needed that. And I didn't care if my home was kind of like going through the muck of it for a while. It's okay. We all made it to the other side.
No bloodshed. That's funny.
So
That's
here
funny.
I am, still having challenges in my life. They don't
Mm-hmm.
stop. But because I've retrained my brain so much, I'm always like, I see what you're doing. I don't want to get up and do this workout. I don't because I'm going
Mm-hmm.
through this right now. Oh, I see what you're doing, brain. Okay, I'm gonna give it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just give it what I can today.
Okay, I like that
You
because
know?
a lot of times when like I am starting a new routine or like let's say I took a vacation for a week or two and I just got too comfortable and I got to go back to the gym. It's like I hate that start over process where it's just hard. Like the first few workouts are just so hard. You are sore for like a week straight. I saw a video actually. This is where my question is leading. I saw a
Mhm.
video that you posted, and I think you said that you were like just now getting back into your regular routine. You turned on a workout video, and it was like a super easy one, like something that was like basic beginners type of
Yeah.
thing. And I'm like, I like that. I think I should just take it easy instead of trying to go full throttle like I was before I left, like before I stopped working out. I like that approach. Absolutely like that approach. Just take it one step at a time, and then your body will start to like adjust and get used to, and then you build up to back to where you've been, where you were before you left
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest issues. Just like getting back started again, knowing that I lost some conditioning. Right,
Hmm.
I just got too comfortable from not going to the gym. But I like when you said I just put on a little easy workout, and that's
Hmm.
how you build yourself back up into the routine. So
Yeah. Because
that was.
naturally, I think your body's it's going to crave what you've done before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for a week, I was just like, let me do a for beginners workout, and I just
Uh
did
huh.
something so that my body got used to moving again. That was just
Yeah.
it. And then I was like, okay, this is too easy for me. And my
Uh
body's
huh.
like, all right, next week we apping it up right back to it. So
Yep.
when your body is trained that way, naturally it's going to want to ease back into what you've done before. But again, that's through that consistency. So,
Mhm.
because I went on vacation and I gained like 10 pounds, but at the same time, I know about this. I had ease with my fitness. I don't have to guess anything. And I know exactly what to do with my nutrition. I don't have to guess anything. So I have tools in
Mhm.
my back pocket to always bring me back after a vacation because I'm going to enjoy a vacation.
Absolutely. Much needed.
I'm going to enjoy it all day.
Uh-huh. Mhm. Now, so can you share with the audience where they can get some personal coaching from you?
Yes. So my website has all of the details. So it's
Okay.
www.royalrenewal.info, right?
All right.
That is where you can actually just read more about me and my journey. Read about how my Royal Renewal 6 month holistic health coaching program can help you. But you can also book a or a complimentary consultation with me. All right.
All right. That sounds good.
So yeah,
And they can book that from your website right there?
they can definitely book it from my homepage. Yes.
All right. Sounds good. And then also, where can everybody find you on social media?
All right. So on
Instagram.
social media, my at sign is your underscore holistic health coach. Yep.
Okay.
So your underscore holistic health coach.
All right. And that is on Instagram. Is
That
it
is on
on
Instagram.
TikTok?
Yes.
Okay. Instagram. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope our audience enjoyed this conversation. It was definitely something needed. It was refreshing to hear your perspective on
Yeah.
health and wellness. I want you to have a great evening, and we'll keep in contact.
For sure. All right. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Peace.